So, let me pull up the picture that you sent earlier of just the side profile of it, and we'll go off of that. Um, I'm just gonna use mostly generic measurements because I don't know what the actual measurements of your stuff is. So, um, let me back up. Create sketch. I always sketch stuff typically from the top or from the front. Yours, I'm going to start on the front so that it looks correct from the top and the bottom, since you have a threaded hole on the bottom. Come up here to 2-point rectangle. If you hover, you can see that it has a keyboard shortcut. I'm not sure if yours is R. I've changed a lot of shortcuts on my computer. But yeah, so we'll pull up a 2-point rectangle, click and drag, and we'll make it, I don't know, 2 by 4. And this is in inches. My workspace is in inches. I don't know where yours is at. Millimeters, maybe? Anyways, so now we have a rectangle here. You can click this upper line, and then you can actually go over here to the sketch palette line type, and you can click construction. And what that does is it doesn't make this a solid body anymore that you can draw from, and this is now just something that we can put a circle on, and it snaps to this line from the center out, and then we can further dimension it in a second. And I'll show you how to mirror stuff, so you really only have to draw half of it, and then you can cheat it and do the other half of it. So we'll come up here to line. Keyboard shortcut on mine is set to L. I don't know what it is, standard. And then over here for construction, I have that set to X on my keyboard. So we'll make a line, and we'll make it a construction line. We'll come here to the center, denoted by that triangle up at the top. It'll snap to it. Click there, and you can bring it all the way down. You can bring it down halfway or a quarter of the way. This doesn't need to be the whole way. It's just a line that we're going to mirror the circle from. So center diameter circle, C on my keyboard. Go ahead and bring up the circle, and then we're going to press X because we want this circle to be a body now. And let's see, I'll make it 375 just so it looks somewhat close to your picture. And then we'll zoom in a little bit, bring the line back, snap it to here, and we're going to bring it over 2 millimeters to there. And then hit escape to make sure you don't have any tools brought up right now. And then you're just going to drag this over close. Click it, click the point, click coincident, and now this edge of this circle is precisely 2 millimeters away from the edge right here. So now the fun part is, what we can do is we can take this line that we've snapped everything to and delete it, because now we have all of our dimensions snapped to this, which is perpendicular, this symbol here, to this line. The circle is where it needs to be. So what we can do is we can press L to bring up the line again, snap to this line, drag it all the way over, and then click it, bring it all the way to the center. And now you'll come up here to modify, and you can come to trim. I have it at T. Check your keyboard bindings for stuff. T, I think, was bound to another option I wasn't ever going to use, really. So grab the T trim tool, hover over the circle that you've made, and you can see the top of it. If you hover over it, the top of it will get trimmed out to the nearest line, which is this line and this line now. So you can click that, and it trims it, and now you have 1/2 of it. Now what you can do is come over here to create, I believe. Yeah, create, and down to mirror. And you're going to click this, the half circle you have now, and then this mirror line. You're going to select this, and click OK, and now it's a solid body. If you wanted to go a step further, you could click this, make the line type a construction and a center line, or I guess just a center line. I guess it doesn't like that. It doesn't want to be both. So mirror, it automatically snaps to this as the center line because it's a center line. So it automatically becomes a mirror line. And then for objects, you're just going to click 1, 2, and 3. You're going to zoom out and it'll be projected here. Click OK. And then you can re-click this mirror line and then tap X or make it a construction line, just so that this becomes one solid body, unlike the rest of it. So we can go normal back to the front. Hit E to extrude, and we'll just pull it out 3 inches or something. I'll make it 4. And now this is the block that you have in the first couple of pictures. And let's do the hole on the bottom. So create a sketch, and you click the bottom so that it's on the bottom plane. What you can also do if you wanted to, it already is on the bottom plane here, but you want it to be specifically bottom of this object you've now created. So click that, you click line, make it a construction line, and you'll drag it from corner to corner. And then you'll do a circle. Make sure to take construction off, and you'll just drag it along here until you get bam, that center right there, and we'll go 0.250. Enter, zoom in, extrude it, which I didn't say earlier, but I have extrude bound to E. So take note of the arrow. So we're going to go negative 0.375 just to give it something. Hit enter, and then we'll come back here to solid, tab, create, drop down. We're going to go to thread. We're going to click that. It's going to snap automatically at 1/420, or 1/428 is national fine. Everything else right here is not a standard, so it's either UNC for Unified National Course or UNF for Unified National Fine. 1/420, click modeled, and then now you see as you zoom in, it's actually modeled sharply. And then classes, it's just how loose it is. So a class 1 would be a tighter fit, a class 3 would be a looser fit. And then go ahead and hit OK. And now you've got your 1/420 hole right there. And then just for style points, what you can do, solid, modify, press pull, which automatically will make it a fillet. So right here you see it's like a waffle looking thing, and then now you've made it a more shapely waffle next to it. Chamfer is for chamfering, so everything is usually on like a 45 degree, or chamfers are usually I think like an 82 degree countersink. So cut it in half and it's a 41 degree edge that you're putting onto it. Just 2 different looks that you can go with, but we'll click fillet and we'll click the 4 outers and see how those turn out first. We'll do 1/4 inch radius just to kind of smooth the look of it out. And then the bottom of it's going to be on a post, a tripod you said. So the bottom of it could stay flat if you wanted to. The trouble is, like, once you print this, if you were to press pull the whole bottom 1/4 inch like that, you would just have a smaller bed to print on. So you would be printing on this instead of it being the whole flat piece. Something like this isn't really going to matter, but just something to keep in mind. Sometimes when you're printing these edges, they'll droop down because they need a support. Just depends on the material you're using, the temperature you're printing at. There's a lot of shit that goes into it. So there's that. If you wanted to, you could press pull these out just so that it's not a sharp edge. The bummer is once you do these, well, you'll probably end up doing, oh no, too many. Just these edges, and you can just do them like 0.1. Let's see if the other ones will like maybe a 0.060 thou or something. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so it just makes it a little shapelier. If it's real sharp and it's not perfectly lined up, radiusing the edges will help it kind of fall into place. So you can do that. You could also run back to here. You could make it the whole length, full 100. And then you can see out here on the edges, it's kind of starting to get like some weird deformity to it. But that's okay. If you wanted to keep going, you could fill it the whole thing if you wanted to. So that's the whole thing you could do. I'm not sure if this is gonna work because it might take out this feature here. 60,000. Yeah, it doesn't wanna. See down here, multiple sections could not be made at the size. So you could try it at like 20 thou, 10 thou, 5 thou. Yeah, you can't. You can't make these any more rounded than it is unless you wanted to do like just the front edge of this and that, and still can't because it selects too many of them. Let's see. We don't want a tangent chain. So what we can do then is just, let's try to make it just the cups, the centers, not the edge. Oh, there you go. Kind of gets rid of the locking it into place kind of deal. Ooh, 40 thou won't work. 50 thou does though. 45? 47 does. Anyways, you can keep fucking with it and trying to make it look more shapely and organic if you wanted to. But this is the gist of it. Also, what we can do is this bottom one here, I can just show you real quick. You can come up here to chamfer, select that, 0.25. And you see it's just a different look. It's not, whoops. It's not rounded anymore. If you look at it from the left side here, it's that 45-ish kind of angle to it. Looks cool, just a different look, a different flavor of doing stuff. And then I'm sure you know, like, mouse wheel click is to drag stuff around, shift and mouse wheel click is to rotate it. Or you could have just not sold your space mouse and now you have this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll do one more thing while I'm here. So create sketch, select the top face. You can do an offset and you'll click the outermost lines for this full face right here. And you can drag and drop it kind of wherever you want. We'll do a negative 0.1875. Hit enter, and then up here at modify, fill it, and you're gonna set it at whatever you feel like looks good. So you can do like a point. See what 0.187 looks like. Yeah, we'll do that. And then you'll run around and click all 4 edges. Hit enter. Hit extrude. Click that, and then mine the arrow again. So we're gonna go down negative negative 1.1, just to show it. So now it gives it a little bit of depth. You can do that. You can do Control Z. Hit a line from corner to corner, and then you can offset this 60 thou one side, and then offsets just up here, negative 0.1625, 60 thou the other side. The center one, make it transparent, and then the trim tool right here, and trim these 2 out. Trim that one. Come up here and trim these 3 again, That's fine. Just to show you, because you can break these up and then you have like a slightly different design on it so that when you print it out, look at it, cool looking, funky, whatever. So yeah, I think that's a lot longer than 2 minutes, but I hope it's helpful.